Why did German tanks burn like torches, and why did the tank aces of World War II curse the German engineers who designed their gasoline engines? Why, when diesel fuel was safer, stronger, and more efficient? Could the legendary German precision and engineering brilliance really be just a myth? And why did Hitler bet everything on gasoline? That decision cost Germany thousands of tanks, and possibly the war itself. But at the beginning of the 20th century, it looked brilliant. Let's find out why the best engineers of the Third Reich chose a path that was doomed from the start. After World War I, Germany was forbidden to develop armored vehicles. When those restrictions were finally lifted, the country was still recovering. Diesel engines were more complex and expensive, while gasoline engines were already mass-produced for cars and aircraft. The first German tank, the Panzer I, received a simple carburetor engine because it was cheaper and faster to build. By the start of the war, every German tank ran on gasoline. The engineers knew the risks, but the logic seemed flawless. Why introduce a second type of fuel, they said, when the entire army and air force already run on gasoline? But in reality, it turned into a fiery nightmare. From the memoirs of Corporal Heinrich Holt, a German tank crewman: "We were advancing through France, unstoppable, or so it seemed. But our gasoline ran out faster than our shells. The column stopped in the middle of an open field, and you'd sit there in the tank, listening to the engine coughing on its last drops. We just sat there, perfect targets. We prayed for our bombers like for manna from heaven. They dropped not bombs, but fuel canisters. We caught them right in the mud, because without them, we were done. One hit, and everything around turned into a burning hell." Those gasoline engines flared up like gunpowder. In 1942, engineers at Daimler-Benz finally built a diesel prototype. It was more efficient, more reliable, and even resembled the Soviet T-34. But the military rejected it. The official verdict from the General Staff read, "Too similar to the Soviet design. And we don't need diesel anyway." And here's the most ironic part. Germany didn't even have spare diesel fuel. Almost all of it went to the submarine fleet. Nearly 1,200 U-boats. There simply wasn't enough for the tanks. And when the war started turning against Germany, it was too late to switch engines. As a result, the Panthers and Tigers remained gasoline-powered until the very end. The Germans built the finest tanks of their era, but with the wrong fuel. The irony is that only after the war, in a new Germany, did the Leopard 1 finally receive a diesel engine. 20 years later, when it no longer mattered to anyone. So who do you think was right? Those who charged into battle on a roaring gasoline Tiger? Or those who trusted the heavy breath of diesel in their T-34s? One burned faster, the other lasted longer. So what matters more in war, speed or survival? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to find out why Soviet T-34 tanks could never be gasoline-powered, that's coming up in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.